Lord be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to John. At that time Jesus said to the Pharisees, I will go and you will seek me and die in your sin. Where I am going you cannot come. Then said the Jews, will he kill himself, since he says, where I am going you cannot come? He said to them, you are from below, I am from above. You are of this world, I am not of this world. I have told you that you would die in your sins, for you will die in your sins unless you believe that I am he. They said to him, who are you? Jesus said to them, even what I have told you from the beginning, I have much to say about you and much to judge. But he who sent me is true. And I declare to the world what I have heard from him. They did not understand that he spoke to them of the Father. So Jesus said, when you have lifted up the Son of Man, then you will know that I am he, and that I do nothing on my own authority, but speak thus as the Father taught me. And he who sent me is with me. He has nothing left. He has not left me alone, for I always do what is pleasing to him. And he spoke thus, and many believed in him. The Gospel of the Lord. Today Jesus is speaking about spiritual blindness. In the story, as you might remember, of the people suffering from a disease, and it was a serpent that was coming and biting them, and they were dying. And Jesus told Moses to have a little symbol of the serpent on a stick, and if they looked at it, in other words, acknowledged, rather than just pretend it wasn't there, they would be healed. In the same way today, Jesus is saying in the Gospel, if we acknowledge what we have done wrong, we will be saved. If we go around with our puffed up egos and arrogance, believing that everything I say and do and believe is the absolute truth, then there will be consequences to pay. Remember, each one of us is only one of 7.2 billion. I'm only one of many trillions who have been born on earth. My opinion and my deductions and presumptions are one of 7.2 billion at this particular moment. But who has the divine truth? That's only God. So if my whole being is reliant and submissive to the will of God in me, I have a far greater chance of understanding the real truth of any situation and being saved in any situation. That is what Jesus is saying. When you believe in me, then you will have everlasting life. But until you really see what has to be seen, we will suffer. Let's look in our own context right now. Day 4 of the coronavirus in South Africa. 3 dead, and I think 1,328 infected. The numbers are growing. What is the serpent on a stick that we need to look at? The greatest fear at the moment in our country is the fact that there are millions that do not have proper sanitation or homes. We have known for many years that there are millions in our country that live in squalor. It's no good for us to have opinions as to why they are in that situation. We need to look at it, accept that each one of us, myself included, have had some part to play in that situation. Blacks like to look at whites and blame them, and whites like to look at blacks and blame them. That has never solved any problems. Only we acknowledge the serpent of greediness and arrogance, or we somehow find a solution. So that even when we have situations like now, we will not have people who are so angry that they have nothing to lose by infecting others. Maybe subconsciously they would like to die because they have nothing to live for. What is the serpent in our own lives that we are not looking at? Because when we look at that serpent, whatever it may be, not only our serpent that is connected to me, but connected to the entire world and our context, to each person in South Africa. What do we need to look at bravely to change? An anonymous saying to remind us, he said, "The eye does not see what the mind is unwilling to look at. The eye does not see what the mind is unwilling to look at." What is my eye, my spiritual eye, not seeing? Because my mind is unwilling to look at it. In a Russian proverb that says, and this gives us hope and courage, it says, "With God we go over the seas. Without Him we don't even go over the threshold. With God we will get over the coronavirus. Without God, we will stay locked up in our homes." So today, as we celebrate Mass, I'm sorry we will not be here physically, but certainly spiritually, we offer up this Mass so that we can see the serpents in our lives clearly, so that we can be healed. Amen.